guys, welcome to Nine. This your host Alex. I typically don't do this, but like I mentioned on my channel is all about tropical plants and fragrant plants that I collect. I typically don't plant fruit or any kind of edible, well, maybe a little bit edible stuff. But now this is my dad's garden, his little garden. So I see this year he's doing very well. I help maintain it too, and watering and you know pruning and stuff. So just want to show you a little bit that I do something besides my fragrant plants, tropical plants. Now I'm going to show you this the bed right here. It's all the water spinach, and we've been harvesting that for about 6 or 7 times already, and it's huge and it's very green. Okay, and then the next up we have over here. Initially, these two beds right here, they're connected together, but both of them are used for cilantro. I'll show you a picture right there. These are the cilantro and they grew a lot of them, too many. And then after they start forming seeds and stuff, that's when they start to wilt and die. But the seeds still good, so we cut them up and we put it back into the bed and for next year. And then after the cilantro gone away, these, I don't know what kind of plant they are, but it's kind of looks like a little tomato thing. But I don't eat them, but I'm gonna just let them grow and then cut them back. And then over here, well, if you guys know what they are, that's great. Right over here we have a basil. We do cut it for cutting, making into food and stir fries and stuff. Very delicious. Okay. And this right here is mint. This mint now is from my home, actually, the one I grew outside. I actually just propagate one, was it last year or maybe a year before that, and start growing really well in this pot. So I'm kind of just leave it as it is, and the basil is growing really well as well. And I think there's a little tomato plant over here somewhere. Anyway, now we're going over here. Ooh, this one's growing really big and it's already climbing onto the fence. I think it's called some kind of melon or something. I don't remember. But anyway, that's his plant right there. And over here, we have these beans, long stem beans. I'm not sure what's the proper English name for it. Let me show you. We already harvest like about 10 of them, 10 times already. Each time it's like whole bucketfuls. See, it's long bean. It's very delicious, and I think this one's it's good for harvest too. Just cut it off, stir fried, put some eggs, chicken in it. Oh man, it's good. All right, and you can see just side there. And now this the main star of this whole garden. I don't have the exact picture. Let me see if I can find the one that is already formed. We already harvest like about 20 plus from these plants already, and now within this area right here, you'll see winter melon. That's winter melon right there with these leaves. The winter melon, I try and make it kind of go around that area. Let me go in here and just show you the potting mix we use here. Basically just a bed surrounding it, and then let it grow downward, and you can see the branch is huge. That means the bigger the branch, more nutrients, more water it provides upward to the plant. And we initially had to prune those sides off to encourage it to grow upward. And as you can see inside now, there's something I want to mention. This is my little linden tree right there. Poor linden tree, kind of surrounded by squash. And squash grows really quick, and they kind of have tentacles. What do you call it, tendrils or something? They kind of grab hold onto the neem tree for growth, and also block off the sunlight for neem tree. Not neem tree. Little linden tree. Linden. And this plant I initially grow really small, but it grows so well over here, and until my dad started planting squash here. Of course, it won't kill it. It won't kill it for sure. You see all these these brown marks. These are from the Japanese beetle chewing on it. I've been hunting them nonstop, but you know what? Ever since squash grow on the side, they stop coming in. I think that's good. Good thing do come out from the squash surrounding the linden tree. Okay, now I'm just gonna go around it real quick, and you see these flowers forming, and then eventually those flower forming will turn into the squash. Let me go underneath it real quick, so you can see It's up there, and then there's one right here. There's a couple ones right here. It's actually growing big, and I'm pretty sure we can harvest this one. And let me show you this one. As you can see, it's. Let me see if I can get a pin. You see that? It's huge. And this year's variety we use, it's really long and slim. And a couple years ago we used the one. Let me show you a picture right there. We harvest that one a lot too. That one is more round. It's long too, but not as long as this one. And as you can see, like these guys, some of them are burnt after forming the flower. They can't form the fruit, the squash. Some of them do form the branch right over here. Can you guys see it? These are all the squash forming right now. All of them. And that's probably about 20 of them. Over here. Sorry for the shaky camera. I'm using my iPhone to film this right now. Typically when I film stuff like that, I use the Canon's DSLR, but for this one, just I use a phone. And right over here, we have it's another form of squash also. You see all these flowers forming. Once the flower form, that means the fruit's gonna form after. So this one we harvest not as much. This one tend to grow a lot slower. Oh, back to the topic earlier. I told you about why the some of the squash, what do you call those? Flower bust. It basically form a flower afterward, doesn't form the fruit. Has to do with, I think, the roots over here. See, my dad was pretty nice. He said, I'm gonna leave it, prune a little bit in the middle, so give you linden tree more sunlight. Yeah, that's nice, but it's not it's better than nothing, I guess. But the root, the main reason for the flower bust, I think, is either it's not getting enough nutrient or the root is not providing fast enough. I mean, if you think about it, it's a trunk. The trunk supplies all the nutrients, elements up to the growing area. So if that many grows, some will not make it, just plain and simple. So it's doing great. I mean, to be honest, I do not want it grows too fast too. So this is just right. Harvesting 20 plus squash, and we eat quite a few of them, give some to the relatives. But yeah, it's good. And the winter melon is probably gonna form in there somewhere sometime soon too. So that's it for today. Just a little side show on my dad's garden. And yes, I'm going to harvest the spinach right now. Actually, gonna harvest the top portion, and then leave the rest for later. I'm gonna water it real quick, and we water it twice a day. Too hot back here. All right, if you like it, please click like, and I'll see you later.